Do this quickly in the time limit. You'll find the best threads for headbanding are probably one of these two. This is I don't know what this is. It's a polyester thread, quite thick, and doesn't have a lot of fuzz on it, and strong. This one's the best. It's silk. It's a little bit spendy, but it's very strong, shiny. It's just a great material for this. These I've had with limited success. This is a rayon embroidery thread. I tease out a strand of that. I find it to be really slick. Even though this is slick, it kind of holds itself together, and that doesn't. And the worst is the cotton version of that embroidery thread. Alright. The first thing you'll need is a piece of cord. I just use this jute or whatever twine, and I lay a layer of PVA glue down on top of it so that you don't have all these fuzzy pieces that you can get with that type of thread or twine. Alright, you'll notice two colors tied together, both with a needle on the end. I'm going to, typically you would have the color that you're going up and down with longer. These are about, actually the white one's longer. It's just because of this is the second half of the book, and I ran out of white, so I started over. Added to it, I mean. I'm coming in this hole, coming up to the knot, and back out again. I'm just creating a loop. If I pull it all the way, it'll come right out of the book because there's nothing in there holding it together. You see, that loop would just pull right through. So I'm going to stick the cord in and cinch it down. You'll have to experiment a little bit to figure out the spacing that you're going to need. On this particular book, I've used 3 and 3, so these are even. But I've also skipped the first and last signatures because if I had them, this headband would extend beyond. Sometimes I will do it so that I don't skip them. Sometimes I'll skip one in the middle or whatever. You figure that out. But I also like to make them the same. Here is the first signature, and at this end there is no red thread, nor at this end. I haven't done this end yet. Here's the second signature, and you'll see there is a red thread. So I'd like it when somebody's using this that there would also be a red thread here. So no thread on the first and last signature. Every place else does. So, okay, we'll get going on this. Got my needles tied together, and that's not helping me get this done quickly. I'm going to come back up over, and I'm going to place 3 wrappings. 1, and this does get easier as you get in the 3rd or 4th signature, because this cord starts laying down and doesn't roll on you like this. So there's 3. I'm now going to take this, put it to the end on this side of the pages. I'm going to, which will make sense here in a minute. I want it on this side of the white thread. Now I'm going to bring the white thread up. I don't want those guys in there. White silk thread up around once, and I like to wrap it twice through. The nice thing about silk is you can put a little bit of pressure on it because it is so hard or so strong. And now I'm going to put 3 wrappings with the silk from back to front with the white. I mean 1, 2, and 3. Now to what I alluded to earlier. I'm going to come and put this back over here, but I'm going to put it on this side of the red because the red's going to come over the top of it, which it just did as I took it out of that slot. These guys are kind of irritating and in the way. Maybe we'll get rid of that. I'm going to pull this, and it's going to lock that white thread down. right like that. Now, I talked about skipping the first signature earlier, so I'm going to go to the second signature now, and I'm going to put this needle in here where I brought it in before. I want to come up on the other side of the white, so really I should have this white over here. I want to come through on that side because it's pinching it down right there, remember, and back to the back of this. So I can now pull the white to tighten it up and make it so you can't see that brown cord through there, and then pull my red, and now wrap 3. 1. This is a little bit awkward on this camera angle. You'll find it a little bit easier to do on your own than this is appearing. 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go on this side of the white thread, but on this side of the next signature I'm going to sew through. Those just aren't wanting to lay where I want them to. And it's because I had to skip the first signature, so it's right now running at an angle. As I move across the book, it's going to catch up because I skipped that signature, but I have to. Alright, or I have to change I could do 3 to 2 or something like that, which would probably eliminate the need for that, but I like it this way on this book. 1, 2, 3, and back over here. This side of the red, but that side of the next signature I'm going to sew. Red goes over the top of the white, pins it down in place, and into the next signature, which is now going to be the third signature, like so. I've got my white thread in the wrong place again, like so. Find the third signature through the hole that's already been punched and sewn. Bring it through on the back side of the cord. You can tighten those up if they're not already tight. And on you go, the whole length of the book. Now, because this is the top of the book, I'm going to be putting a ribbon in here for a place marker. White over the top of red, cinch it down, and I would do my 3. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to place this right here. And it's awkward, but you're going to keep doing this pattern. But now what you've got to do is sew through the ribbon across 3 or 4 signatures. When you come up the other side, you've got to come over the ribbon, and it's awkward, but you work around it. The advantage of this is this ribbon will come underneath that as opposed to over the headband. When you get to the end, let me check my time here, we're okay. When we get to the end, what you're going to do is you're going to wrap your red around 3 times. You'll be down here at this end, 1, 2, 3. You're going to pull it aside. You're going to take your white and with the needle feed up between the white one and the last red one. So it would be right between these two. You're going to press it through, come around 1 loop, do a 2nd loop just to tie that red down underneath your stitching in the back with both the white and the red, and then tie it off just like that. And start with the same color. Hope that helps. Hope you enjoy it and find a lot of use out of that.